All right, let's get right into it. If you're serious about breaking into cybersecurity, then you need to think of the CompTIA Security Plus as your first major campaign. My name's Granger, and I'm going to be your field guide. See, I've spent my time in the trenches of a security operations center, a SOC, and I'm here to give you the exact battle plan I used to crush the SYO 701 exam and launch my career. Believe me, this isn't just about passing some test. It's about gearing up for a really high-demand, high-stakes profession. So here's our mission briefing for today. First, we're going to define the mission, why the Security Plus is so important. Then we'll scout the battlefield, the exam itself. After that, we're building your arsenal of tools and knowledge. Next, we'll walk through a proven battle plan for studying and for test day. And finally, the best part, we'll look at the spoils of victory, the career that's waiting for you.
Okay, so first things first, why are we even doing this? I mean, every good soldier needs a clear objective, right? A real reason to fight. And for us, the motivation is absolutely massive, and it's spelled JOBS. Just take a look at this number. Let it sink in for a second. 514,359. That's how many cybersecurity jobs are open in the US right now. The industry has a huge skills shortage, which is fantastic news for us. It means for anyone with the right training, the field is just wide open.
And this certification, the Security Plus, it's literally the key that unlocks all those opportunities. It's kind of become the non-negotiable entry ticket into the industry. HR departments, hiring managers, they see this cert and it's instant proof that you speak the language and you're ready to get on the front lines.
And here's a huge, and I mean huge, force multiplier for your resume. Security Plus is compliant with the Department of Defense 8140 standard. What does that mean for you? Well, it means it's a mandatory requirement for a ton of government and defense contractor roles, jobs that often come with higher security clearance and, much better pay.
Okay, mission understood. Now, let's size up the enemy, the SY 0701 exam itself. You gotta know, understanding the terrain is half the battle.
So these are the raw stats. You're looking at up to 90 questions in 90 minutes, and you need a 750 out of 900 to pass. The biggest thing that should jump out at you? The clock. It is your #1 adversary. On average, you have just 1 minute for every single question. Time management is everything.
Now this is our strategic map of the exam. Just look at the weighting. Security operations is a massive 28%. Threats and vulnerabilities is another 22%. You do the math, together that's exactly half of your total score. And as a SOC analyst, let me tell you, that is not an accident. That is the daily reality of the job. You absolutely must master these two domains.
So why does this exam have a reputation for being so tough? I mean, some people say the first-time failure rate is creeping up towards 50%. What's the deal? Well, it's not just about memorizing a bunch of facts.
It really boils down to these three things. First, that intense time pressure we just talked about. Second, something called performance-based questions, or PBQs. These are hands-on simulations where you're not just answering a question, you might be configuring a firewall or analyzing logs. You have to do something, not just know something. And third, the sheer breadth of it all. People call it a mile wide and an inch deep for a reason. You gotta know a little bit about, well, everything.
Okay, we know the battlefield. Now it's time to build our arsenal. To beat those hands-on PBQs, you can't just read a book. No way. You need a training ground, a personal cybersecurity playground where you can actually get your hands dirty. I like to call this building your citadel. And the best part? You can create this powerful practice environment totally for free. You just start with a decent computer. Then you install free virtualization software. VirtualBox is perfect. After that, you spin up some virtual machines, maybe a Windows machine and a Linux one. Then you install the actual tools of the trade, like Nmap for scanning networks and Wireshark for analyzing traffic. This is where all that theory becomes real skill. Now, you've got two main routes for your lab. You can build your own with local virtual machines, which, like I said, is free and gives you total control. Or you can use paid guided labs. These offer really structured browser-based scenarios that are perfectly aligned with the exam. It really just depends on your budget and how much handholding you want. All right, your arsenal is ready. It's time to execute the battle plan. A great strategy is what separates passing from failing, I promise you. This is exactly how you are going to approach your training and the exam itself. I want you to treat your studying like you're training for a race, over about 6 to 8 weeks. The first couple of weeks are your base smiles, just mastering the fundamentals.
Weeks 3 and 4, that's your hill workouts. That's when you really grind through those two heaviest domains, threats and security operations. In weeks 5 and 6, you start simulating the race with full-length, timed practice exams. And that final stretch is all about fine-tuning your weak spots.
So, how do you know when you're actually ready to take the test? The rule is simple, and you have to stick to it. Do not book your exam until you are consistently hitting 85 to 90% on multiple, high-quality practice tests. That is your green light. It means you've really, truly mastered the content.
Now for exam day, time management is king. You have to use the 3-pass strategy. On your first pass, you answer every easy multiple-choice question you know instantly. Anything tricky and all the PBQs, you flag them and move on. Don't get bogged down. On the second pass, you go back to tackle all those flagged questions and the PBQs. Your final pass is just a quick sweep to make sure you answered everything. The goal is to not let the hard questions steal precious time from the easy ones.
So you've executed the plan, you've passed the exam, and now for the best part, the spoils of victory. This certification isn't just a piece of paper, you guys. It's the start of a real, tangible, and pretty lucrative career path.
This is what it's all for. You'll probably start out as a SOC analyst I, making somewhere between $45,000 and $65,000 while you learn the ropes. But from there, the path is clear. A few years of experience, and you can move into information security analyst roles, and then senior positions like security architect, and you're breaking well into 6 figures. The Security Plus is the launchpad for this entire journey.
And as you're getting ready, just remember this. The exam isn't about being perfect. It's about passing. It's designed to test what you know, not to trick you. Just trust the work you've put in and don't let stress get in the way of a clear head. You've got this.
Look, you have the intelligence, you have the battle plan, and you know exactly what the rewards are. The only thing left to do is to execute. Your quest into a new career is waiting. So, are you ready to begin?